So, as you guys were listening, this is Nicole and Kevin with the PTSD Retreat Radio Talk Show, Two Wackos and Key Lime Pie. And Kevin was just explaining about, where he was with his addiction and with the medications. Go ahead and continue, Kevin.
All right. Well, I would often go into these blackouts. It was a combination of the alcohol, the medications, the mismanagement of the medications, and the PTSD and the anger. Well, when the engineer came by, he said he was coming in to inspect my house. I said, "You're not coming in here." I thought he was, as I remember the story told me, I was accusing him of being an agent for the U.S. government who was keeping an eye on me because he knew that I knew what was really going on. There were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. All this stuff, all this stuff. The government's poisoning the food supply, all these crazy things, or crazy thoughts. So anyway, I tried to attack the guy, and he thought it was a joke. And when he laughed, because they're not violent, they're really not. The people are not violent. All the violent, abusive monsters are in America. Sorry, people. 75% of serial killers are white American men. That's worldwide. We'll rarely find a serial killer that's Asian and living in an Asian nation, or African and living in an African nation. The monsters are in America. Anyway, so this guy thinks I'm joking because people don't just accuse you of being a CIA operative and beat the life out of you in Southeast Asia, unless the Americans are here for the war or living here after the war like me. Well, once he saw I was serious, he got on his motorcycle and sped away, and I got mad at Dearly because she was trying to hold me back from killing him. She took the baby and ran, and I got on the motorcycle and took off. And then I came to the next day in a hotel room in a city, a 2-hour bus ride away.
Wow.
And I guess I had given the motorcycle back to the people we bought it from. And the landlady came to the house a few days later and wanted to make sure I was okay, and said the engineer was terrified for his life and that he was not going to file a complaint because he knew I was a crazy American war veteran, but that he would never be coming back to our house to do any more work. And so yeah, it's nice to hear Dearly say, "Oh yeah, but that was before," because she doesn't have to live in terror of those things happening anymore because I'm off the drugs that the VA prescribed me and that the U.S. Army prescribed me, and the alcohol that I chose to drink with the drugs. And now when the anger it comes. I mean, it comes out a lot on these radio shows. You guys can hear it. I jump on the mountain bike and I go for a 2 or 3 hour long mountain bike ride and get a foot massage down at the park. I put some pictures of my massage therapist in the park on my Facebook and on my office page. It cost me $1 to sit there for 1 hour and have somebody spend 30 minutes on each foot and leg doing the acupuncture pressure point reflexive therapy. It cost me $1. $1.08 I think it's invested. Then I come home and I'm not angry anymore. And yeah, Nicole, I'm chatting at the same time with some folks that are listening in to the show live, and another guy, and I'm not going to mention his name because that's his business, so I'm not going to share publicly for him, but he told me the same thing. He was on the drugs when he got back from Iraq, and he found that the drugs were doing more damage for him than the PTSD was himself, and he's found healing in, what was it he said? I don't want to misquote him. I'm not going to get his name because this is his private business. I mean, it's not Whole Foods, it's herbs and good nutrition has replaced medication for him in his life. He's been off the medication for a year now himself, and his life is much better.
That's awesome. And I appreciate hearing that because I keep telling people that, they don't need to be taking the meds. There's other ways to handle it. There's other ways to do it. And it is so much better for them. And I would love for people to understand that they don't have to live like that. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to actually get assistance with PTSD without living under the influence.
Right. I've got a good friend here, Nicole. I'm not going to mention his name. He's on the listen to shows. I'll say it anyway. But I've talked about him before. Great guy. He lives here in the Philippines. He's a Vietnam vet. He's been here for a long time. And he starts his morning, with a bottle of vodka or whatever generic brand they have here, and he drinks all day till he passes out drunk at night. And recently, he's been all angry and upset because he thought his problem was the VA hadn't approved him for enough disability. Recently, he got 100% approval, and now he's even richer here by Philippine standards.
Wow.
Guess what? He's still drinking a bottle of booze as soon as he wakes up, and he's still having the problems he was having. Money is not the answer, And sure, it helps. And a lot of people listening right now have some bills that they can't pay, and maybe they don't have as much food in their kitchen as they'd like to have, and they're thinking, well, I sure could use a lot more money than I have. Yeah, we all could. But it's not the answer, and I'm telling you, pouring alcohol and drugs on top of PTSD is like pouring gasoline on top of fire.
Yep.
And that's certainly not the answer either.
Yeah. Using healthy, non-medicated. If your kids can't just run into your bathroom and grab whatever you're using, good chances are you're probably using something you don't deserve to be using. And I keep telling people, if they go and get like Whole Foods and try using exercise, and there's all these different ways to treat PTSD. I've done it. I've been working on it. Our body will tell us exactly what we deserve to have, and it's amazing how much it helps. Excuse me. When it comes to PTSD, my husband and I did an experiment in our house. We chose to go off all of this processed food and get off all these crazy things. I have not had to use. Now, I've had to go and deal with, being sick with heavy things. Like I got mono. I couldn't control that one. But headaches, I do not have to use Tylenol anymore. My back, I have not used the heavy meds for my back in I don't know how long. I think I've used it once in the last year. And that was hydrocodone, and I had Percocet and Loratab and some I don't even remember the name of. I don't have to. I'm finding things changing just by taking care of myself a natural way. And there are other things that I use, and if anyone would like to know about them, they're more than welcome to message me personally, and I will happily share about what I'm using in my life. But one thing doesn't always work for everybody else. So, but I will say this: it works for everybody to eat healthy.
Oh yeah.
So.
Wow, I just got a great message. We're talking about vets meeting, helping vets. And guys, that's why we want you to volunteer to help Nicole with the PTSD retreat, even if it's an hour a week. I just saw where some Marines got word that some vandals had looted a 92-year-old World War II veteran's property and tore it up. Like this whole platoon of Marines went in and fixed the guy's property, cleaned it up. Another vet site that has a reach of literally hundreds of thousands of followers just sent me a message telling me they put links on all their pages for my book Auschwitz in an attempt to get it to go viral.
Sweet!
Wow. God bless you, Eagle Eye, and read the people. There's your little shout out. I'm giving it to you live on the radio.
Wow.
Guys,
say that again. What was their name?
Oh, yes. Reach out to other vets. They will help you. That's where the help comes from. It's not from big government. If you might remember, they're the ones that kind of got us in this situation. There are enough vets out there that will help you. Just reach out and ask for help.
Yes, indeed. Wow, that's huge. I'm floored. Kevin, I love when I hear awesome stories like that. I love it. It just makes my day. I get excited about it because we really deserve to be recognizing when things like that are occurring.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I have people that contact me a lot of times, Nicole, on behalf of a veteran in their life. They'll say my boyfriend or my husband or my brother is a vet, and the VA's done this to him, they've done that to him, they've done that to him, and he can't get any help, and I can't get him out of his room. I can't. Listen, get them to contact the PTSD retreat. Get them to contact me. Get them. There's so much help out there. Don't allow yourself to become so discouraged that you stop asking for help because you've been turned away from the wrong people and the wrong places and the wrong organizations.
Yeah.
Go to your fellow veterans. Go to the PTSD retreat, which is on Facebook, and ask for help there. And Nicole, can you promise that if anybody comes to you for help, you'll get it to them?
Oh, darn Skippy. With all my heart. With all my heart. And if you want to find about something that's in your area, let me know where you are. Let me know. Say, hey, I'd like to know what's in this area for veterans. You don't even have to tell me your name. Just let me know what you're looking for, and I will do my best to make sure you get it. Because every veteran should be able to find exactly what they deserve to have. And that doesn't mean, it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter, you may have to go a little bit of ways, because I will tell you this, I have had some veterans who have asked for things when they lived in Timbuktu. Be aware, I understand if it's Timbuktu. I try and keep everything within 2 hours, and what I do is I go as close to your house as possible and spiral out from there. And I will call these organizations to make sure that you are dealing with an organization that serves veterans, because I don't believe in this, well, you're calling the wrong area, you need to call this one, let me give you the phone number. No, if I wanted to give you the phone number, I'd just give you to start with and say, you go search for it. This is to assist you, not waste your time. Sorry, you just had me go off on a little bit of a tangent there.
Well, that's pretty much what I do all the time, right? Go off on tangents.
Yeah, we all deserve to have a tangent. It actually is healthy to let it go. So, I've already said that once today.
Yeah, well, you've been letting it go, and you feel, I can hear it in the inflection in your voice. You feel a heck of a lot better now than you did before we started our conversation.
Oh, yes, I do. Today, you guys, I was so tired, and it's nice to be energized by being able to reach out. I was so exhausted today because of some things that were coming into being, and I get to say I'm so grateful to be able to just let it go, because it's not that it gets to be let go and forgotten, it's just that I had someone else for a moment share the burden with me, and Kevin, thank you so much for that. So it's so important for you guys to realize that you can reach out to veterans, it doesn't matter where. Hey, Danielle.
Danielle, he came and told me it's time to eat.
Oh, well then you know what, folks? You know what that means? That means we're going to go ahead and get off, because we actually have been going on for quite a long time tonight. It's 11 p.m. here, and I know it's daytime for Kevin.
12:15 here, just after noon.
Yeah, so it's time to be working. So Kevin no longer gets to have an excuse for not working. And folks, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Know that we do this every Tuesday. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 5 p.m. Pacific Time. You guys in the middle, you obviously know how to change your time, so add an hour, take away an hour. You can do it. Other than that, thank you guys so much for listening, and you guys have a great night. This is Nicole Johnson-Starr and Kevin Lake with Two Wackos and Key Lime Pie on the PTSD Retreat Radio Talk Show. Good night, all.
Good night.